Sup guys, over here, and in this video we're gonna be talking about the NemoSwap. As usual, links gonna be in description, but follow them at your own risk. Everything I say in this video is completely subjective and I'm just expressing my point of view. Recently, NemoSwap published that they secured a funding round of 3 million USD, and this is a complete scam. But before we dive into that one, let's go back a little bit to see how things unveiled in the first place. So initially, as you may remember, I made a video about NemoSwap. It was around 3 weeks ago, I think it was May 14th. And at that time, nothing pretty much was known, only that they launched the Zilli campaign. That was just Zilli campaign, there was tokenomics and the fact that it's gonna be a DEX on Sui chain. No mention of any IDOs, nothing like that. So obviously people went on it, started to be active on Zilli, on Discord, and it was pretty quiet, I think, up until like late May. They announced that they're gonna be holding IDO starting June 1st, and it's gonna go to like June 10th. So I'm probably a bit late with this video, but better late than never. And it also comes from the fact that I was not too interested in that project. There was no way I would participate in any IDO of project like this, because A, it's like very unknown, and B, the majority of IDOs of the DEXs, as history shows, like very bad from pure financial standpoint. Obviously, I mean just the regular DEXs without any like super functionality. But anyways, so it was scheduled to June. From my personal perspective, I was checking the news as I always do, like every 2-3 days maybe. So I saw what they were announcing sort of, but I never read through the whole thing, so I didn't get the full perspective, and probably that's why I'm late with this one. So in late May I was like, okay, they're holding IDO, like I personally don't really care, and then this happened. So they announced 3 million funding round, and again from an unknown venture capitalists and individual investors. So I was like, okay, this is pretty red flag, because I already touched on that in my EraPod video. It's highly unlikely that you don't get concrete information about who's investing. But at that time I didn't dig, and there was nothing to dig because, okay, it's private. And also for the project like that, to raise 3 million is pretty much insane and completely unneeded unless you're building something that no one has. And to give you some perspective, if you participate in Index 25 or Concordex incentivized testnets, we covered that in the prior videos. DX25 raised 750k for development, and Concordex raised 1.7, I believe, million, but that included funding from their parent company. And so if you adjust the DEX, it's very hard to believe that you will go ahead and raise 3 million. And then they published the timeline, and it's on timeline. It says that June 6th is gonna be meeting the investors. So it's like, okay, at that point there's still like small chance that the whole thing can't be legit, because like we don't know the details, and on June 6th we'll have some details. But after that I completely forgot about it, and I just remembered before I went to bed yesterday. And this is the article, it's on Medium, we can open it here. And so what do we have here? First we have this picture with a lot of venture capital firms. And then we have this announcement, the small interview, allegedly, with somebody named Mr. Jonathan Swalzer, which is supposed to be Chief Finance Officer at Pythia Capital. And Pythia is listed here as one of the investors. The text itself is kind of pointless, doesn't matter, it's very, very generic. And first of all, this person, it seems to like be completely fake. It doesn't exist. If you try to Google this name or put it in LinkedIn, any other socials, it doesn't exist. That's first point. Then we got all these funds, and what's interesting about some of these funds, some of them, I think, again, I'm telling I think because the last mentions of their activity is like 2018, 2019. So for Pythia, it's completely like you can't find any information On this one, only this person is actually listed on their LinkedIn as co-founder and managing director. If we go to the contact info, the Twitter doesn't exist, only this LinkedIn, and there is pretty much nothing on this LinkedIn. To be completely honest, I did not try to contact this person. After that, I went to Google to check on any of the remaining companies. It says it's led by Node Venture. There is Node Ventures, and there are several companies of that category. Nobody with that logo. Like closest to that logo is probably Node.vc. And you know what's interesting about logos here? If you take all these companies here, like Telecapital, Pythia, CryptoSlate, M31, Signum, Mythos, Olymp, I think I also checked. I didn't check these two, Tradium and RV, I have no idea. But all the rest, logos are actually exactly like the logos of the companies, only color changed. Color is changed pretty much everywhere. So I checked Tally and Mythos. These seems like they're not really doing anything. It's pretty much impossible to contact anybody. Same goes for Pythia. Same goes for Olymp. Then I found Signum on LinkedIn. There are 2 people listed there. I contacted them, but it's been like 10 hours, no response there. But there are 2 companies here who are currently functional with 100% certainty. This is CryptoSlate and M31. So first of all, I went ahead to ask CryptoSlate. This is the official Telegram channel. I said I'm reaching out for the comment. They said, we are not an investor. This is absolutely a scam. And then they actually posted a tweet after that. This was 11 hours ago. And then I contacted M31. As you can see, this is from official mail of M31. Again, I said I'm reaching out for the comments because they are listed on this announcement. And they stated we are not investors in this project. So at this point, it's enough evidence to say that this is complete scam. On top of that, they are starting to I think, trying to milk people as much as possible on this IDO, dangling some boxes in front of that. I don't know how much they actually raised, because I wouldn't trust the numbers they're putting in. Technically, I cannot call the project itself a scam yet, because they haven't pulled the trigger, but the announcement is definitely a scam. So I think we can safely assume that after IDO is over, basically I expect either hard rug pull or soft rug pull, and it doesn't matter. They can dance a little bit, or they can just pull the whole thing right away. Because after you post something like this, not only this is illegal, this is completely illegal, but obviously there is zero trust at this point also. So at this point, currently there is still like 2 to 3 days of the IDO, and they can also extend it. So obviously don't touch that one. After posting this video, I'll try to report them on Twitter, on Discord. We'll try to contact civic communities who following them. Maybe something will come out after that. Most people get the DM closed, so it's like really hard to reach them. But we'll see how it goes. That's all I wanted to cover here. If you found it helpful, please drop a like, consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, stay vigilant and stay safe.